No. Wait. I'm right. You're always wrong.
Come on, man. What you mean?
Steph Curry, really?
You really think the Warriors are going to have a super team again?
LeBron James better than Jordan? Come on, man.
Rodgers taking Green Bay to the Super Bowl?
You're listening to The Undefeated. Welcome back to The Undefeated. This is Tyler. Mario's out today, but I'm still here to bring you the sports news and controversy as well as give you my reaction to it. I have a lot to cover, so let's get to it. Remember, contact me at my email, tylerhurst20@yahoo.com. Yes, tylerhurst20@yahoo.com. That is TYLERHURST20@yahoo.com. Or you can go to our Facebook page at Undefeated, Tyler and Mario. Contact us through message, through anything. We'd love to answer all the comments and questions you have for us. But now, let's get to it. Odell Beckham Jr. thinks he should be the highest paid NFL player? Really? Come on. There's not a chance of him being the highest paid player. Don't get me wrong, Odell Beckham Jr., he is one of the greatest wide receivers we have in today's league. But is he better than Antonio Brown and Julio Jones? No way. If we take a look at Julio Jones' stats from the last 2 years, he averages about 500 more yards than Odell Beckham Jr. Sure, he has less touchdowns. But let's look at the running backs. Here's the Giants starting running back at the start of this season. Paul Perkins. 0 touchdowns. Devontae Freeman. 11 touchdowns. So he's sharing the load. All the Giants had was Odell Beckham Jr. Sure, Sterling Shepard was alright. He's not great. He could be. I know his dad was. And bottom line, when you're talking about greatness, you want to see playoff wins. Odell Beckham doesn't have a playoff win. So with no playoff wins and no Super Bowl appearances, he already doesn't have accomplishments like Antonio Brown or Julio Jones. He's not up there with them. Not yet. I don't know if he ever will be. Antonio Brown right now, he makes $17 million. Julio Jones, $14.25 million. And do we really want to pay Odell Beckham Jr. more than them when he has off-the-field issues? Just think about it. Antonio Brown, he's only had one. That was the Facebook Live issue last playoffs. Julio Jones never does. Odell Beckham Jr. Playoffs last season. What does he do the week before the game against the Green Bay Packers? He goes down to Miami and parties on a boat. I don't think I would ever see Julio Jones doing that. Never. So that's the issue. Do we want to pay Odell Beckham Jr., who has off-the-field problems, who has on-the-field problems? Let's not forget about that. Do we remember Josh Norman, Odell Beckham Jr. fight? Do we remember Odell Beckham Jr.'s fight with the field goal practice net? I mean, come on. And he wants to be the highest paid player. Something's got to change. Sure, Odell Beckham Jr., he can make these highlight spectacular plays that everybody wants to try to repeat in the backyard. He can make these great one-hand catches. I mean, to be honest, that's what he's famous for. Against that one-hand catch against the Cowboys. If he didn't make that, would we be talking about Odell Beckham Jr. like we do today? I don't know. If we look at the playoffs last season, Odell Beckham Jr., what did he have? He had 4 receptions for 28 yards. I mean, seriously? He was dropping the football. We targeted Odell Beckham Jr. over 10 times. He only caught 4. No doubt about it, Odell Beckham Jr., he's one of the top receivers we have today in the NFL. But he is not worth being the highest paid athlete in the league. And especially being at the wide receiver position. There's a reason why the quarterbacks are the highest paid. They touch the ball the most. If you don't count the center, the quarterback touches the ball the most. They're the most important player on the team. That is just a reason why Derek Carr from the Oakland Raiders just became the highest paid player in the NFL, making $25 million a year. And there's a reason why Odell Beckham will not become a higher paid player than him. He's at the wide receiver position. Because if you're a wide receiver, how are you even considered an all-time great if you don't even have a quarterback? It's as simple as this for Odell Beckham Jr. to understand. You can't be great without a good quarterback. He has Eli Manning. Eli Manning's the highest paid player on the Giants. Odell Beckham might surpass that. Should he? No. Eli Manning's a great quarterback. So, when we look at this, bottom line is, today we pay the most important position on the field the most amount of money. Odell Beckham Jr. is unquestionably a very talented wide receiver, one of the best we have. But he'll never be the highest paid NFL player. So going from Odell Beckham Jr. to Ezekiel Elliott. I want to get to the situation of how the NFL needs to be handling this Ezekiel Elliott situation, because they're not doing it well enough at this time. It's been over a year since a woman from the Columbus, Ohio, has accused Ezekiel Elliott of domestic assault. Even Ezekiel Elliott has come out to say that he did nothing wrong. The city attorney of Columbus stopped pursuing this issue due to a lack of consistency of information from the woman. A friend of Ezekiel Elliott that was out with Ezekiel Elliott that night has come out to say he never saw Ezekiel Elliott physically touch that woman. So, bottom line is, the NFL needs to handle this. Just like they did with Ray Rice. Just like they did with Josh Brown. But with no evidence, how would it be fair to suspend somebody like Ezekiel Elliott? How would it be fair if he got kicked off the team? If you think he did it, then suspend him at least a couple games. At least I think that. But right now, they have no evidence. There's no consistency with what they are finding. And that's the issue. I mean, if it's taken over a year to investigate, then what do you really have to keep looking for? The NFL claims it wants to be fair to Ezekiel Elliott, but are you really being fair? I mean, you're making Ezekiel Elliott constantly worried. Over a year, Ezekiel Elliott's sitting here wondering, am I going to get suspended? No doubt about it, he is in the top 5 running backs in today's league. Give or take, it's because his offensive line. And we know the Cowboys' offensive line is number 1. Although the Tennessee Titans' offensive line is on the uprise, just behind them. And let's not forget, they have DeMarco Murray, who was at the Dallas Cowboys, who was setting records at the Dallas Cowboys. Back to Ezekiel Elliott. The thing I don't get with the Cowboys is we have players like Randy Gregory still on the roster. We have Damian Wilson still on the roster. We have Ezekiel Elliott still on the roster. What'd they all do? Randy Gregory, he can't stay off the pot. He can't stay off the weed. Damian Wilson got charged with domestic assault. Ezekiel Elliott trying to get charged of domestic assault probably will not be charged, which makes sense if there is no evidence. Bottom line is no one should be doing that. Ezekiel Elliott has off-the-field issues. That's one thing he needs to fix, but he's young. He'll change. Thing is Lucky Whitehead, this kid, not many people know him because he doesn't play much of a role in the Cowboys. However, he is a good returner. Kick returner, punt returner. You can put him at either one. He was kicked out the Cowboys for stealing $40 from a grocery store. The police arrested the wrong man. But before the Cowboys found that news out, he was cut from the team. And not once did the Cowboys apologize to Lucky Whitehead. The police did. That doesn't seem right. Like, how is Randy Gregory still on the Cowboys roster? He can't play this season. He didn't play last season. He played about half the season before. It doesn't make sense. So that's the thing. If you're the Cowboys, you should be keeping Lucky Whitehead, not Gregory, who can't even play a single snap. Jerry Jones only cares about the star players. Sure, you say every owner's kind of like that. Some. Bottom line is, Lucky Whitehead should still have a job. And he doesn't. So far, we know Ezekiel Elliott has done nothing wrong, according to him and Jerry Jones. I mean, we all know Jerry Jones came out and said that after he talked to Ezekiel Elliott, he felt that he did nothing wrong. Of course Jerry Jones is going to say that. But the NFL just needs to close this case. They either just need to suspend this man for a couple games or just let it go. That's the bottom line. Now, I'm sure I'm going to be back with the Cowboys in the next podcast because they somehow know how to make this news. They do. That's facts. But when I come back after this short little break, we will be talking about the NBA and why Kyrie Irving is getting a bad look from me.
Auto insurance together. I'll just press this and you'll save on both.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's get ready to bundle.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Let's get ready to bundle and save. Now that's progressive.
Oh, I think I broke my spleen. Home insurance provided and serviced by third-party insurers.
All right. And we're back. And we're back with some big news. I'm sure we all heard this last weekend that Kyrie Irving and Steph Curry went to Harrison Barnes' wedding and Steph Curry started to mock LeBron's workout video. I mean, we all remember LeBron's workout video when he was in the gym working out shortly after the finals. He just cut his hair, showing off his new haircut, dancing. Well, Steph Curry decided to take that to a new level. Steph Curry at Harrison Barnes' wedding decided to mock LeBron. So, Kyrie Irving decided to be in the background of this. And what was he doing? He was laughing. Disrespectful. If you're Kyrie, straight disrespectful. Kyrie is clearly done with the Cavaliers. He's just burning the bridge by now. Kyrie had no business laughing at what Steph Curry was doing. He's LeBron's teammate right now. I don't care if he wants out. You're still his teammate. Everybody should care about their dang teammates. I mean, all Kyrie Irving is doing is literally just telling the Cavaliers, I want out right now. Trade me right now. However, the Cavaliers have all the leverage. They can trade him wherever they want him to go. As far as they know, they could give him to the Brooklyn Nets if somehow the Cavaliers wanted some Brooklyn Net players. It would never happen, but I'm just saying, with the Cleveland Cavaliers having all the leverage, he could go anywhere. The Phoenix Suns don't want to give up Josh Jackson. So that trade's probably not going to happen. Unless Cavaliers just take a first-round pick and Eric Bledsoe, which I doubt's going to happen. And Melo doesn't want to go to the Cavs. That's probably because he knows LeBron's going to leave after next season. I don't blame Melo. I really don't. I mean, seriously, all Kyrie has done is just mock and attack and ruin the relationship with LeBron James. What if he has to stay there another season? How is that going to work out? I mean, I'm sure they're going to make it back to the championship because it's LeBron James. But I don't even know if LeBron even wants Kyrie to be back in Cleveland. I really don't. Kyrie is in Cleveland. He gets the fame. He gets the love. That's all due to LeBron. Do we ever hear James Worthy wanting to leave Magic Johnson, who was the best player at that time? No. Because he knew he was going to get to the championship. He was getting everything a player dreams of. So I don't get why Kyrie wants to leave. It's fine if Curry is doing the mocking. It really is. Curry and LeBron have played each other in the finals the last 3 years. And all they do after is just mock each other. Curry, Draymond, LeBron. But it's not right to have your own teammate mocking you. I mean, to me it's just odd that Kyrie is in the background laughing, having fun with someone who just beat him in the finals in Game 5. A 4-1 series. I mean, technically he got his butt whooped. Yeah, you're laughing at him. Do you think Pippen would have ever done that to Jordan if they lost in the finals? I mean, they never did, but I'm just saying. Jordan lost in the finals. No way Scottie Pippen is going to be laughing at him. Literally a month later. Because Pippen knows he got there because of Jordan. I just feel like everybody thinks they can just take shots at LeBron because he can't win anymore due to this super team in Golden State. However, people got to recognize these guys learned from LeBron. These guys became who they are, or they built this team because of LeBron. If we look back when LeBron first came into the league, NBA was kind of boring. Sure, I mean, we had Michael Jordan. He was getting aged. As soon as LeBron came into the league, people wanted to start watching the NBA even more. LeBron is famous for what he does. LeBron has made the NBA interesting. And LeBron is the best player in the NBA. We all know that. Yet, it's like it's the NBA against LeBron. If LeBron does something, we criticize him. Every single thing he does, we have to criticize him. However, if Steph Curry does something, oh, he's mocking LeBron James. Oh, he does something on the court. Nah, it's just Steph Curry. That's who he is. LeBron, say he mocks somebody. Really, LeBron? Then we just start throwing some words out there to criticize him. Is that really right? Is that right? I mean, the Warriors had to put a super team together to beat this man. If the Warriors didn't have Kevin Durant this year, we would have had a series in the finals. The Cavs probably would have won. Kevin Durant's just that good. He's almost unguardable. Until you get someone like Kawhi Leonard on him. I mean, we all saw that. Game 1, Spurs-Warriors. Kevin Durant was nothing. Kawhi Leonard shut him down. Spurs technically should have beat them. They were up by 23. And then Kawhi got hurt. And then the whole game changed. If we really think about it, the NBA didn't even put LeBron into the MVP race. Something's wrong with that. LeBron broke all these records this last season. He was playing great basketball, and yet he wasn't in the MVP race. I mean, don't ask me who to kick out. Because you can't kick out Russell Westbrook after a prolific season. You can't kick out James Harden after a great season. I mean, so give or take, you got to choose between LeBron and Kawhi. Maybe Kawhi should just went for Defensive Player of the Year. And LeBron's in the MVP. Because honestly, LeBron's the MVP to a lot of people's list every single year. He's just that good of a player. I mean, and when LeBron starts missing games, everybody starts complaining. That is how much popularity he brings to the game. Kawhi Leonard has done it for years, people. And no one cares? That's the issue. It's like everybody wants to bash on LeBron. And it's just not right. It's not right. I mean, at this point in the game, I just don't think LeBron really cares what people think. He knows it's kind of LeBron versus the NBA. And I really don't think he cares if Kyrie Irving leaves. He knows he's going to get another great asset. Whether it's going to be Carmelo or it's going to be Bledsoe and Josh Jackson. If either of those trades works out, LeBron, I can guarantee he's going to be happy with it. He can make players around him great. Kyrie Irving can't. We've seen that. When LeBron first left to go to South Beach, Kyrie Irving, what did he do in the Eastern Conference? Led the Cavs to around 12th seed. And yeah, we want to think Kyrie Irving's something great. Sure, he's a championship guy now. That's fine. But is he LeBron caliber? We all know he's not. He's not a game changer like that. Sure, he's going to give you some offense. But that's why I think he's at best a second best option. So I kind of brought up Carmelo Anthony. And this past weekend, there was this tournament called the Drew League, where 2 Houston Rockets decided to play in that, by the names of James Harden and Chris Paul. Tell you what, people, they destroyed it. They won it. And here's James Harden's stats. 27 points, 12 rebounds, 6 assists. Combine that with Chris Paul, who had 13 points and 10 assists. That's amazing. So I guess the question I have is it good enough to surpass the Warriors? I mean, just think, if Harden and Paul can continue their passing ways to each other, then they are easily going to be the second seed in the West. Right now, we already project them to be the second seed, but we always got to expect the San Antonio Spurs to come up with something. I mean, they got Kawhi Leonard, so they could be up there. I mean, no doubt about it, the Rockets are the best three-point shooting team when it comes down to it. They just start shooting up threes and they somehow go in. I mean, they don't have great players. They undoubtedly have one of the best three-point shooters right now in Eric Gordon as their sixth man. I mean, do we just remember at the time, at the end of June, beginning of July, when people were questioning whether or not these guys are actually going to work well together? I mean, I was. But now when I saw them play together in this Drew League, I was thinking, oh man, teams are in trouble. Teams are in trouble. If you combine these guys' stats over from last year, these guys would have a total of 47 points, 13 rebounds, and 20 assists. 20. That is crazy. I mean, both these guys can dish the ball well. They both can play ISO basketball. We clearly know that. They both carry the ball up. And they both can find their open teammates on the three-point line. They both can shoot threes. So, let's see if the Rockets can bring in Carmelo Anthony some way. That just adds another three-point shooter. That adds another prolific scorer. That's just going to make the Rockets that more dangerous. I don't know. I do not think Melo is going to have the opportunity to get himself in Houston just because all Houston wants to do is give up Ryan Anderson. And obviously, if you're the Knicks, you do not want to do that. But if they could somehow find a way to get Melo to Houston, Houston has a chance against the Warriors. And so if I go back to the point where people may not think they might not work well together. Well, see, here's my take is I think Harden and CP3 are going to work well together because I think at the end of the day, Harden just wants help. If we go back to Game 6 against the San Antonio Spurs, Harden kind of hit his breaking point. Games just, I think, seemed to feel a little bit longer for him in the playoffs. He was doing a majority of the work. He was being kept in the game when I think he needed to go out. He wasn't being subbed, in other words. I think Harden was just tired. I think he put it all out there on the court, and by the time it was Game 6 against San Antonio Spurs, he was kind of just in give-up mode. He didn't take a shot in the first quarter. He couldn't score the basketball in the other 3 quarters. His passes were off. Harden was tired that game. But I think if you had CP3 who can also carry up the ball, and I think James Harden's willing to give up some of that, then watch out. CP3 is just as dangerous as James Harden. CP3 is just not as talked about as much because he's in the same conference with Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook. But let me tell you something. CP3 is just as dangerous. I promise you that. I really can. So my worry is, how is CP3 going to fit well with Mike D'Antoni? Sure, he got Coach of the Year. Did he really deserve it? I don't know. I think someone like Eric Spoelstra really turned around the Heat season should have got it. But Mike D'Antoni really did kind of make the Houston Rockets go from an okay team to a great team. But that's also to the help with James Harden. The thing is with Mike D'Antoni, he likes to constantly push the floor. He likes just nothing but offense. Well, that's not really CP3. We all know CP3 can play defense. And CP3 does like to slow down the ball a little bit. Is CP3 going to keep up with Mike D'Antoni's pace? Or is he going to want to slow it down? I mean, maybe they'll give and take a little bit from each other, and sure, we'll have some plays where it's going to slow down, but we don't know that. So that's going to be really the most interesting thing to watch between them two. So, like I said in the beginning, do they have a chance to beat the Warriors? I think they have a shot if they can make 3-pointers. The thing is, the Houston Rockets are not consistent at making threes. That's the issue. If they were somehow consistent in 4 straight games or 4 out of the 7 games, yes, they're beating the Warriors. They're the best 3-point shooting team in the league. We all know that. But right now, no. Rockets do not have a chance to beat the Warriors. They could make it to Game 6 against the Warriors and probably lose in Game 6. That's just because I think the Houston Rockets, they need another piece. Like I said, if they can grab someone like Melo, I'm telling you, we're talking a Game 7 against the Warriors. That's about it. Houston needs another piece to beat the Warriors. So bottom line is, the more practice CP3 and Harden get together, that is why they've been playing in these tournaments. I mean, we've seen highlight videos of them at the Rec. The more they play together, the more dangerous they're only going to become. Alright, so after the break, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. These past few podcasts have been nothing but basketball, football. Well, when I get back, I want to talk about how Aaron Judge has just been so dominant this season, but will he continue that dominance? And I also want to talk about Neymar. In the past news, Neymar has a choice to go to PSG or stay at Barcelona.
You know what 2:30 in the afternoon feels like, right? Sleepy? Groggy? Dying for a nap? What do? Run for the coffee? Grab a soda? But how long does that last before you're back for more? Try this instead. Take 1 5-hour energy, then see what the rest of your day feels like. Sure won't feel like 2:30 anymore. Or 3:30. Or 4:30. 5-hour energy. Hours of energy now, no 2:30 feeling later.
All right. So to finish up this show, I wanted to talk about Aaron Judge and Neymar. So baseball and soccer, we're going to throw a little bit of this into this show. So Aaron Judge, we all know he's a giant. He's 6'7", 282. He's bigger than Gronkowski. I mean, we've never seen anybody like him playing baseball. He has made the Yankees go from the most unlikable team to the most exciting team to watch. I mean, just think of it, people. The ratings are up by 40% with the Yankees. He is easily baseball's most intriguing player. He's the easily most fun to watch. I mean, when I turn on television, I see the Yankees playing. I always look to see if Aaron Judge is coming up to bat. I want to see if he's going to hit a home run. Because we all know when he hits that ball, it has a possibility to go on 500 feet. I mean, he made the home run derby look easy. He was swinging the bat like it was nothing. He hit 4 balls over 500 feet. That's insane. I mean, if we look at it, he is 9th in the AL in batting average. He is 1st in the American League in home runs at plus 30 now. He is 3rd in the American League in RBIs. He's 2nd in the American League in runs. And he is 1st in the American League at walks. That is because pitchers are scared to pitch to Aaron Judge. If I was a pitcher, I would not want to pitch to him. I wouldn't want some 6'7" guy walking up to the plate and smashing one of my pitches 500 feet. No doubt about it. See, the issue is here, though. Can he continue his dominance? Can he continue what he has done throughout this entire season? He's had a little bit of fall lately, but I don't think that's an issue. But my issue is he's a rookie this season. It's kind of like the Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, how people are all hyped up on him. But we all know what happens to sophomores when they get into their second year. They start to slip off a little bit. Because these pro players, they start to figure them out. This is what's going to happen to Aaron Judge. I mean, it's been proven. It's historical facts that MLB players cannot continue their statistics the following season. I mean, just think. If we think of Jose Abreu, he dropped by 10 home runs the next season. He was 30 plus his first season. Next season, he was only in the 20s. So, I mean, that's just the thing. Pitchers in baseball are going to study film. They're going to figure out a way to pitch around Aaron Judge. I mean, because, like I said, pitchers, they're going to be scared to pitch the ball directly over the home plate with Aaron Judge. Anybody is. But it's really hard for a player to continue hitting over 30 home runs a season. He's making it look easy this season. But we will not know how good Aaron Judge really is until after next season. If he can continue to hit over 30 home runs, wow. This guy's a talent. He's going to become easily the highest paid player in baseball if he can do that. So with the body size of Aaron Judge, no doubt he can continue to smash a ball 500 feet or out of the park. But with him to continue this pace, it's going to be hard for him. I mean, we all know pitchers are going to give him a less chance at hitting a home run when it comes down to it. So that's Aaron Judge. Now let's move into Neymar. Neymar is a prolific soccer player. I know him. I continue to watch him. I mean, I've played soccer for now 16 years. I love watching the guy. He's great. However, if Neymar wants a shot to win the Ballon d'Or, then I think he needs to leave FC Barcelona. We all know he's in the shadow of Messi. I mean, if you really think about it, he's almost like in the same situation of Kyrie Irving at the Cavaliers. He's kind of the second option at FC Barcelona. It's crazy to think about it because Neymar is easily the third best player in the world, behind Cristiano, behind Messi. And that's just the issue. If he leaves Barcelona, Neymar has a chance to become the best player in the world. When it comes to stats, just think, PSG is in the French league, who, to be honest to you, is not that great. If he goes to the French league, then he could be considered maybe for the Golden Boot, the Ballon d'Or. Right now, Neymar averages around 20 goals in a season, with every tournament and league play. But if he becomes the target player at PSG, and in my opinion plays in a weaker league in France, then he's going to be just like Ibrahimovic when Ibrahimovic was at PSG. Neymar will become a dominant force. Thing is, right now, Neymar just has to share the fame with Messi and Suarez. But if he can get himself out of there, it's going to be better for himself. I mean, what do people want in today's world? What is the most thing people want in today's world? It is money. If Neymar leaves Barcelona and goes to PSG, he becomes the highest paid soccer player in the world. So I have a feeling that's why I think Neymar is leaning towards going towards PSG. I mean, I didn't ever think these three great soccer players would ever have a little breakup like this, but I think Neymar's going to be leaving. I mean, PSG's not a bad team. They always win the French league, no doubt about it. Because like I said, the French league's not that great. And just think, if Neymar were to join PSG, he's going to go join his former teammate Dani Alves, who just signed. He's from Brazil. He's going to join Thiago Silva from Brazil. He's going to join Marquinhos from Brazil. That is 4 Brazilian athletes. That's already team chemistry. The only issue I have with PSG is, to me, they're really not a championship caliber team. So I guess Neymar is going to have to make PSG a championship caliber team. I certainly think he can get them easily to the semifinals. I'm talking about the Champions League. It's going to be hard for him because he's kind of going to be by himself. PSG has undoubtedly a great defense, but they need to give him at least another player on offense. So, I mean, Neymar has a big decision ahead of him. I mean, hopefully he makes a decision that makes him happy. Anyway, thank you for listening. Remember to contact me through email at tylerhurst20@yahoo.com. 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 Or you can contact me through my Facebook page. Leave a message. That is going to be at undefeated: Tyler and Mario. I'm out.